aspect of our lives. And, it's not going to go anywhere. It's only going to probably become a larger part of everyone's lives. And I think for the most part, clinicians and clinical teams are really just trying to understand and make sense of the influx of AI into care delivery. And for the most part, they see a lot of opportunity there when implemented correctly, but they just want to be able to instill trust with AI and ensure that there's transparency when it comes to implementation of AI. So really understanding how and when to apply AI and in what situations. At the ACC, we like to call the application of AI collaborative intelligence. So, AI is there to enable and support clinical care teams to really do what they are highly trained to do, take care of patients, and really take some of that non-clinical burden away from them.
That's a great point. So Karen, you're being approached. Shilpa and her team are working with the cardiologists at systems now. The systems are looking to implement this, and your clients are coming to you for guidance. How are you guiding them on all these recent regulations that I was talking about at the beginning there?
So a lot of companies come to us, and I'll just take a step back and talk a little bit about HIPAA compliance as an example, right? Because we do want to learn from the past. And a lot of companies over the last 25 years were reticent to implement the full panoply of the HIPAA elements, right? So it was costly to do a security risk assessment, so that might have come second. And written policies and procedures were burdensome, and so they were done more piecemeal. And there are still companies out there that have more operational safeguards in place, but don't really have a formal HIPAA compliance program. When we talk about AI governance, and the conversation that's sort of emerging here is really it's really enlightening, and it's good to hear, because what it says is that taking that first step it's never too soon, right? So setting up, making those investments in identifying, sort of the things that are in place already, the policies and procedures that the organization has that are working and that will work, is important. Being able to leverage the existing infrastructure, whether it's IT teams that are already using certain types of technologies that rely on artificial intelligence, that can help other parts of the organization recognize the value that they can add or the improvements that can be achieved. It's always important to look within. And what's important about having policies in place and a sound infrastructure in terms of the types of things or the types of activities that artificial intelligence will be used for, and how they'll be monitored and how they'll be audited as time goes on. It's really important for an organization, because that's the infrastructure that will help figure out when something goes wrong. So oftentimes we get this phone call from a client where they say, "We think we had a breach. What do we do?" And the obvious answer is, well, dust off that incident response and breach notification plan that you put in place at some point in the past, and start running with it. And they realize they don't have to necessarily go to their lawyer or go back to HIPAA as the guideline. They have the infrastructure in place, and that's why it's so important for now to start building that infrastructure that will help understand what the roadmap for deploying AI technologies is.